BlueSpecs Beer Reviews, and I'm here with another Stout review tonight. My second of two tonight. I'm going to be reviewing a Clown Shoes beer that I haven't had. When I was reviewing all those bomber bottles like a month or two ago, or a month or so ago, this was one that I missed. So I'm going to be doing this one because they all kind of blend in a little bit, and I kind of missed this one, even though all their labels are really cool. The bombers, some of the bombers are kind of similar. This is their Breakfast Beast Imperial Stout, aged in bourbon barrels with coffee. So we have another bourbon barrel stout. This beer gets a 4.1 on Beer Advocate, I think it was, and it is 10.5% alcohol by volume. And you got my beer opener because the last one was a can. So oh, there it is. Nope, that's oh, there it is. I apologize for not being prepared. So the Clown Shoes beers have really been awesome. I've been really liking them, and I've been also seeing like 6-packs in cans in these little boxes, or they have like 6 and 4 packs of cans, and I am very unsure about those because they're expensive, and I'm not sure about them. Like, I haven't heard a ton about some of those, so I'm not sure about them. I don't know. I'll try and tell you what they are, but I'm not sure about those. I'm more sure about buying a bomber, and especially when I know what the product is and I've heard of it. But let's read what the thing says. The Beast of Clown Shoes legend has been angry, very angry and extremely angry. The beast has flown from volcanic fire pits to fields of galloping unicorns. Now, the beast wants a cup of coffee. We bourbon barrel aged undead party crasher, Lakecorn Unidragon, and an experimental new stout to blend together with cold brewed coffee and added from Barrington Roasting Company. So, the undead party crasher I've not had. However, I have had the Lakecorn Unidragon. The Lakecorn Unidragon is it's an overly hopped stout, so it's like a cross between the stout and the IPA, but it doesn't say that. It says it's a stout, but it's increasingly hopped. It's very hopped, so it's a very interesting little, I guess, cross between those two, between really bitter beers and really strong stout-like beers. So that's a very very good beer. So they're blending, a few beers here. They're blending the Undead Party Crasher, the Lakecorn Unidragon, and their new experimental stout with the coffee. So without further ado, I'm ready to see what this is like. Some smoke came out of there. Looks similar to my previous beer, which was the Oscar Blues 1050 barrel aged. We have a similar head to that. I shouldn't be comparing the two, but we have a 1-finger brown head. The body is a very dark, nearly like jet black. No light coming through this at all. Whew. Definitely picking up the coffee. A little bit of hops. And what smells to me like a smoky type of thing. So like a really roasted malts, but like almost to the point where they're smoky, I guess. So it does smell kind of smoky to me, but it smells nice. Let's go ahead and get a sip here. Never had this one. Cheers. Woo. Damn. This one is just really boom in your face. Similar to the one I just had. Or am still having, but I just reviewed it. And I know that I'm reviewing these one after the other, but these are going to be for me to drink like all night. So, like until I go to bed at like 2 or 3. So, dang. So, the bourbon barrel aged thing is coming out very much so. It's very contemplative. The coffee kind of comes through in the end. It's not like your most bitter like or acrid kind of coffee. It's not really like, I mean, like some coffees when you get them in a beer, like say you're having Coffee Bender from Surly, or Founders Breakfast Stout from Founders. Those kind of have like a upfront sort of like a dry, or not dry, but a more bitter type acrid kind of coffee. But this kind of more subtle, and it's like more throughout than like it punching you in the face. It's very contemplative. This is probably one of the more contemplative beers that I've ever had, because there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm trying to put it into words. Okay, so the bourbon barrel age is coming through. That kind of manifests itself kind of throughout the whole experience. The hoppiness of the Blakecorn Union Dragon has kind of been factored out somehow, because I'm not really picking a ton of that up. Like I said, there's also a definite roasted malts, a bit of a smokiness, but the smokiness is more on the nose than it is in the taste. Dang, this is killer. Whew. This is hard to explain, because it's not your simple run-of-the-mill stout where you have a few things happening and that's it. Very contemplative, and I'm not sure how to describe all of this. And I love that about this. I love that it's very. You have to think about what you're tasting, because it's a lot of stuff is happening in a lot of different ways, and especially with this, because they're doing a lot of different things in one beer. They're packing a lot of different things in one beer. So this is a big deal for me. The feel is medium to heavy, really more towards the heavy. A tad bit of a stickiness, a definite sipper. Not picking up any alcohol yet, but I assume I will as it warms. At 10.5%. This beer just kind of puts me in a thought, and like puts me in thought pretty much. I do know, however, that I love it. It really is a delicious beer, similar to the 1050 barrel aged. If you're looking for a stout that's bigger than your typical Guinness or whatever, not to slam Guinness because I have that tattooed on me and I love Guinness. But if you're looking for a bigger one, a lot of stuff happening, a sipper. This one is a good way to go. I'm gonna go a solid A on this one. I'm loving this. It could be a little bit better because, I mean, I don't know. I guess it could be A plus too, because I don't really have a reason for giving it less than an A plus, but because it really is delicious, and I'm loving just like trying to figure out what the hell is going on in my palate. Um, I'll go with a solid A plus. I mean, I think it's fantastic. I think you some with this beer, there's like sometimes you just can't improve upon stuff like this. I mean, I feel like it's just. I mean, if you don't like what obviously if you don't like what you're tasting, you won't like this. If you don't like the stuff that they use to make it, you won't like it. But if you like all those things and you love stouts and you love bourbon barrel aged stuff, this is really up there, I would say. So let me know if you've had the Breakfast Beast from Clown Shoes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to discuss the beer with you. Thank you very much for watching.